downhill, seeking its own level, never asking why it cannot defy the gravity. The soil beneath the surface knows the purpose of the rain. Beauty in the balance, Mother Nature's way. Moving, changing, growing, always ever knowing it owes nothing to the world, but just to be. The leaves fall when they're supposed to fall. The roots are when the growing begins. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful beyond no measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself when all the love you need is, all the love is right where you are. The planets and the sun circling in space, using one's own gravity to hold another in its place. I wonder if they know their path is a part of the whole thing, the whole thing. Fall in love with being, fall in love with growing, fall in love with life itself, and you'll know what I mean. You are not alone. No, you are part of everything. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful beyond all measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself when all the love you need is, all the love is right where you are? Do 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 We're made of light, we're made of power and of pure love. The same atoms and the molecules of stardust. Think about these things and how they're made and how you can trust the rhythm of the universe, the synergy of love. Expand into the possibilities that you can amplify your purpose in this life and how you're more than qualified to multiply the ways that we can change the universe and try to write the story differently. We were made to unify. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. It's time to rise. Has it ever occurred to you that you are powerful beyond all measure? Has it ever occurred to you that you are beautiful on many levels? Has it ever occurred to you that you are seeking faith outside yourself when all the love you need is, all the love is right where you are? Yeah. Thank you. Online is so hard for me. I can't hear you. I mean, I can see you. I can't hear you. And my kids, we got 5 kids, and they're sitting over there in their bunk beds watching me. I'm gonna make them clap. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. So my name So if you don't know who I am already, my name is Summer Osborne. And, most people look at me and they can't tell that I'm a lesbian. They think I'm a dude. But then I open my mouth and a few hand gestures later and they're like, oh, that guy's gay. But the truth is, I am all genders. I am all sexualities. I represent the L, the G, the B, the T, the Q, the I, the elemental P, everything outside and around and in between. I represent humanity. I do not come to you from an exclusive, organized religion, but I'm full of soul and spirit. And I'm all the colors of the rainbow. Therefore, I am the bright, bright light of love. And so are you, and so are you, and so are you, and so are you. Welcome to the Summer Osborne experience. Various names with limitless bounds, precarious beginnings from fruitless grounds. I came from the dust, it made such a sound. The velvet god and goddesses had to make the trip down to earth to see what they had in me. Ages upon ages, I studied the laws of life and how love could be supported. In one life I was born and raised an unwanted child, and in the next I was aborted. So grace comes swiftly yet undefined. Who can name her but you? Cannot assign all the extraordinary places she calls her. Grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, yeah. So listen up closely, cause I've got a message for you. I've been given the gift of music because music is what people listen to. We all have a common purpose, regardless the hand you've been dealt. You did not come here to fix a broken world. You came here to learn to love yourself. Oh, grace comes swiftly yet undefined. You can't name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary places she calls her. Grace comes on her. Oh, grace comes on her. Oh, there are lessons in the calamity. There is beauty in the breaking. There is peace beyond the infirmity. Where there is magic in the making. Strip yourself away from the ways of the world. It is all an illusion, my child. They told you you had to suffer to be sure, when you only have to smile. You only have to smile to be sure. You only have to smile to know. You only have to smile. You only have to, yeah. Grace comes swiftly yet undefined. Oh, you can't name her, but you cannot assign all the extraordinary So the platform from which I speak and shows the singing that I travel with is called Spiritual Revolution. And it's called, I'll explain what I mean by that. So revolution, not like a revolt, but a turn. Kind of like the Industrial Revolution. Pre-Industrial Revolution, there's a little bit of industry, not a lot. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like overnight it took a turn and there was industry everywhere, right? We're still going through the technological revolution right now. My dad said that when he was in college, the university had a computer, just one, and it took up the entire basement of a building, right? Now we hold entire computers in the palm of our hand. And now they're introducing AI and things are just going to get bigger and faster, right? Well, we take in new thoughts and information on almost everything known to humankind. Industry, technology, medicine, ethics, economics, education, politics, music, art, entertainment. The one thing we still look at archaically is religion. And this creates a split where there is a difference in ideology and an advance in technology. So we will argue about the most basic things, use an ancient religion to back it up, and then we have the most modern ways to destroy each other over it. So I believe right now, though, we are experiencing a spiritual revolution. Spiritual, from the Latin spiritus, to breathe. What gives you breath? To expand and to release. Our most modern transportation uses a standard gauge or track width. It's used as an American standard because the British moved over here and built the railways, and it was a British standard. Well, it was a British standard because they already had the carriage tooling to make that axle size. And they had that axle size on their carriages to fit the grooves that were already in the roads. Well, British roads used to be Roman roads. Chariots made those grooves. And chariots were sized for 2 horses. So our most modern transportation cannot escape was perfect for 2 horses. Just like our thinking is shaped by old thoughts. And we continue down millennia-old ruts without even realizing that the reason for the rule has disappeared. So a spiritual revolution is asking us to reassess everything we thought we already knew. I'm going to say that again. It's time to reassess everything we thought we already knew. Good and bad, right and wrong, these are words made up by people that we attach qualities to. These qualities change over time and space, from generation to generation and culture to culture. And at some point, we have to realize the truth is fluid. You know, I could just say whatever the hell I want, or I could shut my mouth. Mama said, if it ain't nice, it's a better idea to just think twice. It's your First Amendment, girl, but don't wear it out. It's the acquisition to the proposition built up of the politics and pieces of old-time religion. And no offense, but there's no sense in calling it God. When you call the church a building, the consequence of filling it up, people willing to buy out what they're selling is you won't get no Jesus at all. Oh, you won't get no Jesus at all. We need an evolution, revolution for the love of love. A new Constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to. Cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. And I watch us do the same things over and over again and make a mess of it. Mama said, what's the probable cause? Stop beating your head against that wall. It's not about where you fell, it's where you slipped. And the problematic issue with dogmatic is the problematic issue with dogmatic inquisition, it makes you rigid to the love already given. So your perceptions are misassigned and self-fulfilled. When the spell that you've been under crashes with the thunder, you start to look around and it makes you wonder, why have you been running uphill? Oh, and why do you keep running uphill? We needed evolution, revolution for the love of love. They knew Constitution, a proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to. 'Cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Love is patient, love is kind, does not judge, it is not blind. I was lost, but now I see real love comes from me. We need an revolution for the love of love. A new Constitution made, proclamation for emancipation from the self-imposed hell of an ego-driven nation. I will reach out and touch you even when they tell me not to. 'Cause I believe when push comes to shove, we all suffer from a lack of real love. Yeah. Now I'm gonna get my water. Hold on, please. With this evolution comes change. And change can be, we will say, difficult. But you and I both know that change is, it's like a circus, right? It looks like a crap show, right? Would you agree? Yeah, change. I don't even like to change my laundry detergent, okay? It's tied all the way and I just can't do it. I can't change. I just won't. Now what happens if I get allergic to Tide? I don't know. We don't need to talk about it. But with change, you know, change is hard. Transition is always hard. I used to teach special education. That's the first thing they taught us. Transition is hard. And the students that I had going from class to class or subject to subject or changing up their lunch menu, it was hard. On some level, it's that way for all of us, change, where we're comfortable, moving us into the uncomfortable, yeah? But there is a space, a small space, where the egg is no longer considered an egg, but it's not yet quite considered a chick. There's a tiny sliver where the seed is not really considered a seed, but it's not really yet considered a plant. We call that space the void, the nothingness. We can't wrap our minds around it. But what's happening in that space is splitting and spilling. There's an explosion of energy and what's, you know, molecules are fusing and cells are dividing. What's actually happening in that space is chaos. It's the chaos of complete transformation. What we can't wrap our minds around is the fact that there is a divine order to that chaos. And it's painful. But there's a type of pain that issues warning that there's something wrong, and then there's the kind of pain that is necessary to birth something new. It's the labor pains of a new birth. Now, knowing this doesn't mean we just sit and wait for things to happen, right? We still want to get our feet on the street, make the vote, make the changes that we want to change in our own lives. It just means get right with Jesus, align your chakras, squeegee your third eye. It means get grounded and get centered before you go out slaying dragons, because we're all using double-edged swords. It just means you're not looking for your path, right? One day you'll look back and you'll realize you've been on it all along. This is part of the process. Just be still and know that you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Lying on my back, my pillows at my feet. It seems my head is in the wrong place if I'm trying to sleep. I figure if I stay this way, I'll float into another day, and the separateness of yesterday will cease to be the back and forth of then and now. It convolutes my mind. I know that I will get there if I just let go of time, but time is an illusion that just gives us excuses not to try. Oh, be still and know you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Be still and know if you weren't supposed to, then you wouldn't be. And what could have been really couldn't have, 'cause what is just is, you can't change that. Be still, be still and know. People come and people go like colored strands of yarn. In and out, they weave about without much regard for the role they play in destiny. We're so much bigger than we see. It's a never-ending tapestry that comes to life. It's easier for me to love without explaining why. I do it 'cause my heart defines love as undefined. Limits just don't represent the complicated picture it's designed. Oh, be still and know you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Be still and know if you weren't supposed to, then you wouldn't be. And what could have been really couldn't have, 'cause what is just is, you can't change that. Be still, be still and know. Just like a melody, it soothes and burns, but in between the notes, the timing is always the same. So you're better off just listening. Enjoy the song's entirety, and the symmetry will just fall into place. The symmetry will just fall into place. The symmetry will just fall into place. Be still and know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Be still and know. If you weren't supposed to, then you wouldn't be. And what could have been really couldn't have, 'cause what is just is, you can't change that. Be still. Be still and know. So, how do you start doing that? Well, let me tell you something. When we were born into this life, we weren't given an instruction manual on how to navigate it. And let's be honest, our parents didn't get an instruction manual for us either, right? They could screw it up like it was their job. So we come into a world with no experience, no knowledge of it. We take this world on faith. And we're taught how to be human by all the things and events and people around us, our homes and families and churches and schools, events, internet, social media. We try to make these connections to figure out our world and come up with our own cause and effect, but from a 2 or 3 or 4 year old's perspective. That's when we start trying to put our world together, and that is the foundation of which we build on to figure out our place in this world and how it works. So now we have an entire planet of generations of people who view their model of the world through a set of core beliefs that are faulty. So spiritual revolution is asking us to unlearn some things. It's time to unlearn some things, like unlearn that the measure of love is loss, that test scores measure your worth. Unlearn shame, unlearn blame, because the truth is, when you were born with the potential of the entire spectrum. Even as you sit there now, you hold the potential for the entire spectrum. But someone a long, long time ago told you otherwise, and you believed them. It's time to unlearn the limitations that we are so conditioned to believe. And don't forget to be kind to yourself. Forget what they told you. Forget what they said. Forget all the lies and the stories that you make up in your head. 'Cause it ain't a question of things working out. Everything will unfold as it does without a doubt. But you survived your life up to this point. Every obstacle and disappointment. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but you're worrying on hell. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're lost, maybe you're worried about the future or the past for what it cost. But did you know you have all that you need? Every tool required to set yourself free. If you want it, go get it, the time is now. You only take what you allow. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but you're worrying on him. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. You're pushing too hard against this door. But if there were a drought, you'd be praying for rain. Baby, don't you know that is what you're made for? To stand still until the storm passes by, or dig a new well when the water runs dry. Balance, that is what you're aiming for. Yeah. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but you're worrying won't help. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Yay! Oh, hi, thank you. She put her camera on so I could see her clapping. Thank you. Appreciate you. So the bottom line is, or maybe not the entire bottom line, but we'll say the bottom line today. Change is happening. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, whether or not you approve. One of two things will happen. You'll either walk with it mindfully, or you will be dragged. You can't get away from it. But if we want to tip the scales in favor of life itself, then we have to understand that we don't have to agree on all the details in order to be moving in the same direction. Do not confuse unity with uniformity. Yeah. Because we are evolving. And we are the result of 4 billion years of successful evolution, people. And I think it's time we start acting like that. You feel the burning in your chest. You know you're different than the rest. Sometimes it makes it feel like you could cry. When you're looking at the world through the heart that's on your sleeve, rather than your saline eyes. Sometimes it scares you to death. Sometimes it stops you in your tracks. Sometimes it makes it feel like you're pushing for nothing. But then everything gets quiet and the world moves in slow motion. And that little voice inside you whispers, do something. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. This is your call. Yes. This is your call. Yes. You hear the thunder in your voice. You know you'll have no other choice but to open up your mouth and just let it fly. When you look down at your hands and you know the best laid plans are the ones that push you up from deep inside. They'll try to make you believe, but you cannot question what you see. You should just lay low. But no one's ever sown a seed without breaking up the ground. And no one's ever made history by settling for status quo. This is your call. You're called to be the one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. This is is your call. Yes. This is your call. Yes. So be the love, and love will be. Be the change you want to see. Where it makes you feel good, take who you want to prom. And I will sit with you till there's liberty and justice for all. This is your call. You're called to be the one. The one who will inspire, climb mountains, start a fire that shines brighter than the sun. And you will not waver, you will stand tall, you will be brave. You're gonna be the difference between loving and resistance. So hear me when I say, you are able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. You are able, you're willing, you're strong. This is your call. Yes. Listen to me, child, this is your call. Oh, yes. This is your call. 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 This is your call.